Hi there, it's Justin, the Renegade Realtor from South Pasadena, California. I'm a licensed realtor with eXp Real Estate Brokerage. I'm doing a show about real estate in Southern California. And if you're wondering, why the hell would anybody do that? I've been looking for information online and I find a lot of it is a little troubling. I don't like a lot of what I find. I feel like there's that what I see is either sensationalized or somebody has got some kind of conflict of interest, and I thought maybe I could be the remedy for that. So here goes. What I've been doing is a series as to why I believe the housing market will decline in value in Southern California for the next couple of years by 20, now I'm thinking 25%, but let's say 20% over the next 2 to 3 years. So, and I've been doing it with exhibits as though we're in a courtroom and I'm pleading my case. Today would be Exhibit G. In the past, we've done Exhibit A, B, C, D, and E, and F. So today's G, and G is going to be about the foreclosures that are predicted to be happening in a short period of time, which will put a lot more inventory on the market, further pushing prices down. So just to recap a little bit, Exhibit A was the price to earnings ratio, which has just gotten too high. Rank and file people are having too much trouble buying houses in California now, so that's Exhibit A. Exhibit B is the new rising interest rates, which have slowed the market way down, and they also increased inventory because the buyers are going away and disappearing. Exhibit C was all the new inventory coming online in a short period of time, probably by a factor of 2 to 1, about double what is normal in a year. Exhibit D is the global economy, which I don't know if you watch the news anymore, but it's pretty dramatic. This is our biggest trading partners, Europe and China, are in a lot of trouble right now, as well as a lot of other countries on the planet. So that's Exhibit D. Exhibit E is is what I'm calling hustle and misinformation. And how is that affecting real estate prices? I think it's causing a lot of trouble in the market, and it's making a lot of people make a lot of bad decisions. So it's a little bit of a stretch maybe, but I think it's an important thing to mention. And Exhibit A, B, C, D, E, F was the the domestic economy, which is not looking so good. We've heard about I've recently heard about this is the worst year in the stock market ever, and people's level of optimism about the economy is as low as it's ever been. We're hearing about a lot of layoffs, and generally speaking, like the rest of the world, we have an asset bubble that's deflating rapidly. So we're having a lot of problems, just like the rest of the world. And so today is the final installment, Exhibit G, and that is the the eviction crisis. There's been an eviction moratorium. A lot of people's jobs have been disrupted. A lot of people lost their jobs and didn't get them back. And since evictions have been on hold, there is expected to be a flood of new evictions foreclosures when these moratoriums are lifted, and they're lifting now. Some people have been exempted for various reasons, but sooner or later, nobody's going to be exempt, and all of these properties are going to hit the market just at a time when all these other things are going on at the same time. So what I think is important is that you consider that all of these things combined, happening at the same time, are going to create quite a downward pressure on the real estate market. So from what I'm seeing, there's going to be a decline for years, and it could be, in downturns in the past, it's taken 5 and even 6 years to really bottom out. So when I say 2 to 3 years, that's probably optimistic. But these are the things that I think we can expect. And having said all these things and having covered this subject, I've had about enough of negativity, and I'd like to I'd like to get a little more optimistic and start looking for silver linings and start looking for looking toward the future at a time beyond this, when things are not when things start to stabilize and things start to improve, and also just look for positive aspects today that can kind of help us through this rough time. Getting foreclosed upon is pretty miserable. Evicting somebody, being evicted, it's very disruptive to society, and it's a kind of thing that you think in this day and age we would have figured out a way to avoid. However, we live in a free market society where you have these dramatic ups and downs, and unfortunately that's part of the deal. And I one of the things I'm looking forward to is a different way to organize society that involves capitalism, but is and some adjustments made so that we're not having these ridiculous ups and downs. A lot of people are pointing the finger at the Fed for irresponsible monetary policy over the past, really goes back 15 years or even more. But at least, I'm hearing a lot of people say, at least going back as far as 2008, where the Fed was trying to mitigate the housing crisis, the last housing crisis, by accelerating the printing of money and making it cheap to borrow. And they never really stopped doing that. I just heard an economist talk about how we think of all the money printing happening at the beginning of COVID, but it really was the Fed has been printing a disturbingly high frequency, or the money that has been being put into circulation is higher than it should be, based on the estimations of many economists. So and the low interest rates as well has caused an environment where it's easy to borrow money, and everyone is investing in everything they can get their hands on, and it's causing a overvalue of all kinds of assets. And that's what you're starting to see. You're starting to see, oh my God, this stuff is not worth that much, and it's all like that. And there's too many assets in the world, in the United States, that are just overvalued, and it's sort of it's a weird sort of, it's like waking up with a hangover when you suddenly realize, wow, we have all these assets and they're not worth that much. And how did we ever convince ourselves that this is a good idea? So here we are. What will happen? Nobody knows, but the predictions all look pretty bad. I hope one of the silver lining aspects to this is that we won't do this in the future. Maybe we won't do it again. It won't happen again. I hope that one of these days we'll learn how to organize our nation in a way that we don't have these dramatic ups and downs. But unfortunately, we're not there yet. So yes, I'm predicting property values dropping for the next 2 or 3 or maybe even more years. Let's just say 2 or 3, and by about 20%. And I'd really like to hear what you have to say in the comments, and I'd like to start a conversation about the subject. I'd like to hear what you have to say. So thank you for listening. This concludes the my series on why I think property values will decline, and I look forward to doing some more of this. Have a great day.